everybody, and welcome to MENTY, BREAKY,
Epi
40.
And
Happy New Year's! It's so weird
Yay.
recording this not on New Year's, but it's going to be
no,
New Year's.
we always record live.
Yeah, we record live on New Year's Day. Hannah performed at the New Year's show at Yuck Yucks last night.
And you performed at the New Year's show at the corner last night.
Yeah.
And then we met in the alley and we hugged and we jumped around at midnight.
Yeah.
I think I have to stay until midnight.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they keep saying I have to do the countdown with all the comics. But if neither of them are there,
Right.
which I doubt they will be,
Yeah,
the comics
like
are
the
cool. And I'm
owners.
going to be like, I'm not staying.
No. I
I'm
don't
going.
think I have to stay, but I think everyone at the corner is going to be staying.
Well, we'll be beside each
We'll
other.
be beside
so we
each
can hold
other.
hands anyways.
We're going to hold hands in the alley
Yep.
and be like, this is our alley, bitches.
We're performing at comedy clubs that face each other, or
It
their
is
butts
cute.
face each other, kind of.
Yeah, because you're like with Yucks
Yeah.
and I'm with Corner.
Yeah.
And then we just take over the block.
Exactly.
On New Year's.
It's actually our alley.
Yeah, it's our alley. So, do you like New Year's?
I feel like it's a lot of pressure. Everyone says this. But I was just thinking, I was like, I have had a lot of good New Year's. I've had a lot of New Year's where I'm like, this is lovely.
I've had some nice New Year's too, actually.
Yeah.
But I've also had some like I'm going to bed at 11 and I don't care.
Oh, I've had some horrific New Year's.
Yeah.
What was your worst New Year's?
I don't know if this was the worst one, but it's just the one that comes to mind. I was with my ex, and I think I had just come home from like a trip or something. So I was like really tired, but he like wanted to spend New Year's with me. So like I fell asleep at like 11, and then he woke me up at midnight and he was like, "It's New Year's." And I was like, "Happy New Year's." And then I went back to sleep. So that was probably me making his New Year's really bad.
Yeah.
What was another bad New Year's? I don't think I've had bad ones. I've just had ones where I'm just like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
What's been your worst New Year's?
I'm trying to think. I mean, the New Year's where I was like freshly single, living in Toronto, and like it was like my first year of comedy, so I like didn't really have any friends. All my friends lived in the suburbs and they were like doing New Year's like with their babies in like Muskoka or wherever.
Yeah.
So I had no one. So I just like did shrooms alone and then like FaceTime my cousin at New Year's. And the shrooms like didn't even hit. So I was like just like kind of on shrooms. I walked down to the water and then I went back home and I was like, this was the worst.
That's so sad.
It was a really sad New Year's.
You know, I honestly think that even like a horrible New Year's is probably better than a boring like walking to the water on half shrooms New Year's. Cause
for
you're
sure.
at least, like doing or whatever.
It was just sad.
Yeah.
But then I also had one where I was with my guy I was dating, and like he refused. My friends were all having a New Year's, and then like we kind of had like mutual friends that were all having a New Year's, and he was like, well, I'm going to this New Year's, and I was like, well, I really want to go to my friend's New Year's. He's like, you can, but then we're just not going to spend New Year's together. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That like we can't do both, or like there's
you-
no compromise or anything. We just like had to go to his.
Yeah.
Because they were like a little bit more his friends than mine. So I was like, hey, whatever, I guess we'll do yours. And it was sad because everyone said my friend's New Year's was like the best.
That's so sad.
So we went to this New Year's, and I remembered also we were like going to be bunking like in this like they owned a farm and they would have Mexicans like come work on the farm, and the Mexicans had a trailer, but they were all home in Mexico because it was the winter. So we're going to be like having the New Year's in this trailer. It was like so hick. This is like so like trash Oshawa shit. So country shit.
Yeah.
And they've all fucked each other, these people. And I was like, hey, whatever, I guess we're going to like do New Year's with these guys. Which, by the way, he doesn't talk to any of them anymore. I'm like, guess who I still talk to? All of my fucking friends.
Yeah.
Like, he made it so, he's like, no, I love these people. I hate your friends. All this, like,
Ew.
I don't even know if he said he hated my friends, but he's like, these are my best friends. I'm obviously going to spend you. He doesn't talk to any of them anymore. He doesn't talk to any of them anymore. So I'm like,
hate that.
actually, you're just a liar. Anyway, so we went to this stupid ass trailer, had New Year's with these people, And because I have such bad insomnia, I was like, I'm not going to be able to sleep in this trailer packed with 20 people.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you want to, we'll sleep in the car together. Don't worry about it. Because he was just trying to get his way, right?
Right.
So then when it came time to sleep, I was like, are we going to go sleep in the, because he had a van with like no backseat, so he just bring blankets or whatever. And he's like, no. I was like, okay, well, you said we were. He's like, I'm not. So he goes to sleep. So we have to share like a single cot. He's on his back, snoring his ass off. I was like, so I'm just not going to, I got no sleep. Then, but I also had to work the next day. I sleep through when I'm supposed to wake up, because this was the other thing he promised. So that I got like maybe 10 minutes of sleep or half an hour. But of course it was like right when I was supposed to be getting up.
Yeah.
So I sleep, then I wake up and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm so late. And I'm like, why? Like, why? Like, why did this happen? So I'm like shaking him awake. He's still drunk. And then he's taking his sweet ass time wishing everyone a happy news. I'm like standing at the door. I'm like, I'm literally late for my shift right now. And he's like, he's snapping at me. He's like, well, I'm not going to not say goodbye to people. I'm like, these are the people you see every day. These are your friends. And he's like going around being like, hey, like, because he's such a schmoozy guy or whatever. Says goodbye to them. I'm so fucking late for work. Look like hell.
Yeah.
And I'm like apologizing. I was like, I'm so sorry. Obviously, they know I'm like hungover and
Yeah.
whatever. So awkward. But honestly, fuck him. That was the worst New Year's ever.
Okay. That beat my bad New Year's sleeping.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, I felt the trauma off that one, eh?
Yeah, but
That
it was so important to him. I'm like, you don't talk to any of these people anymore.
Yeah.
And also, I have to say goodbye to everyone. Why? So everyone will love you forever. Everyone loves you so much. I'm going to send this to him and be like, actually, no one loves you. No one misses you. You don't even live in Canada anymore. Nobody misses you. Has anyone reached out? They haven't, have they? You ruined my New Year's.
Okay, so you ruined Hannah's New Year's.
But I've had some nice ones.
Okay, do you make New Year's goals, Hannah?
Always.
Do you?
So fun.
I don't think it's fun. I think it's
you
weird.
fuck them up after a week. You're
Yeah.
Like, oh, well.
What are your New Year's goals?
Oh, it's always eat healthier, read a book.
Yeah. Same shit every year. Yeah. Just put it on the list and not do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like New Year's resolutions, I think it's just good to like get your mind in like a certain place of like, okay, what do I want to do? But like, I don't think that has to be on New Year's. But yeah, I'm not really a huge like New Year's like girly, you know? Like I don't really care. But some people care, I guess.
No, me and Easy James Cummins were already talking. We're like, we can't be fat fucks in the new year. We have to stop.
That's funny.
We're already on our New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. But me and Hannah, we went to a spin class together, and we went to the spin class of the girl who Hannah was telling me about that was insane. Yeah. She's pretty fucked, eh?
And that was honestly her at her calmest I've ever seen her.
Like at one point her like veins were popping out of like her whole body.
Yeah, because she doesn't stop.
No, she doesn't stop, and she's just screaming. And then she's like, at the end, she goes, I'll be back tomorrow. And I'm like, maybe you shouldn't. Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't be back tomorrow.
She also does like 3 classes in a row. That's crazy.
I loved her though.
Yeah.
Like she loves Taylor Swift.
She loves Taylor Swift. It was Taylor Swift's birthday.
It was Taylor Swift's birthday when we went to the spin class. Yeah. And she like, it was at the end. She's like, I know this is a Y2K class. She's like, I know it's Y2K, but it's Taylor Swift's birthday. So I'm going to be playing Taylor Swift. And everyone was like, okay. And then she like started a Taylor song because we had like 2 minutes left of the class. She's like, wait, I'm going to play another one. She played like 30 seconds of like a billion Taylor songs.
Yeah, because she's like, actually, this one is from.
Yeah, actually, this one's from Y2K. Yeah, actually,
Y2K,
I like this one too. And we're all just like stretching. So at one point in the class, I was dying because she's like cycling. She's going fucking crazy. And she goes, come on, everybody. We're only as strong as our weakest link.
I didn't even hear her say
I lost it. I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard because like, we're at Sweat and Tonic. We're at like the most. There's eucalyptus towels outside.
The most bougie.
Like, are we in the army?
Yeah.
We're only as strong as our weakest link.
But people buy into it. They're like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to like very like culty. Like, but then it's like I was looking in the mirror, being like, who's our weakest link?
Well, it's us. It's absolutely us.
We did pretty well in
No,
that
actually,
class.
that class, we were not the worst.
No.
Because normally I'm like, yeah, I'm like in the bottom for sure. But that one I was like, actually everyone here kind of sucks this week.
Yeah. Not that it matters.
No, it doesn't. Do your best. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But we were way better than some people. Because normally, like, the whole front row, I'm like, okay, these people are like plants. Like, they're hired by Sweat and Tonic to make me feel bad about myself. And they're doing like amazing and they have perfect asses. And they're like, oh, it's so easy for me.
Yeah.
This week, everyone was kind of garbage. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, I was like, we're all kind of the weaklings this week. Sorry.
We're only as strong as our weakest link. I was like, there's like, this is a $90 class.
Just like name them.
Yeah. Who's the weakest link?
Yeah.
I found that funny.
She's great though.
Yeah. Next topic, no transition. I like basically only wear bralettes.
Yeah.
Like I don't no pads,
Yeah.
no wires, no nothing. And every time I try to like buy a bra that's like an actual bra or that has like a cup size, I'm like, I hate this. It's just not comfortable for me. It hurts my shoulders. So then I was like, I don't know. I feel like I should get like a more like supportive bra, or like if I'm wearing like a tight shirt, it's good to have a bra that like fits properly or like looks good or whatever. So I went to NYX. I've heard mixed things about NYX.
I always go past them like they're clearly like trying to be Skims.
Right.
So then I'm like, is this a good place?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, like I'm always curious. So I'm curious about your experience.
Well, you know,
I've never gone in yet.
What's weird too is like they do a lot of marketing, which like kind of sketches me out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you have to do that much marketing, like, are you good?
Yeah, and I'll like look at their stuff. I'm like, this kind of doesn't seem like that like stylish, or like it just kind of all seems like blah.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, there's nothing here that's like drawing me in that I'm like, ooh, that looks like super great and I'll get it.
Well, the only thing that drew me in was like, I'm like, maybe this is like supportive and
super comfy or something. Right.
So I go in. Sizes, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Immediately the girl runs out to me. She's like, do you need to be sized? Do you need to be measured? And I'm like, I don't like to be sized and measured, because every time they give me a different number or a different fucking thing, and like the size and number they give me never fits.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, fuck off. Like, I'll figure it out myself. But then like the sizes are like, it'll be like M for medium, M plus, M plus plus. And basically, yeah. So what they're doing is like M is like your band. So it's a medium band.
What?
And then M, just normal M, is like a
medium boob.
Like a small boob. And then plus is like a bigger boob. And then plus is like the biggest boob.
Or you could just like stick with the sizing that's already been created.
Yeah, you could.
Okay, go on.
So then I'm like looking at the bras and I'm like, I actually fucking need help because I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I'm like, hey, like, what does this mean? She's like, do you want to be sized? I'm like, can you just explain how this works?
Yeah.
So I take some bras, I put them on. Don't like them. I come out. She's like, you need to be sized. She's like, I know you don't want to be sized, but you need to be sized. And then even the other girl in the fitting room knocks on the door. She's like, do you want to be sized?
Yeah.
Do you want to show me something? I'm like, no.
They're obsessed.
Obsessed.
With sizing and seeing your tits.
So then I literally...
This is the same as Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
I've had the exact same experience there. They're from the moment you walk in, they're like, do you want to be sized?
Yeah.
They're like, take your top off. And you're like, oh my God.
And so then I come out and the girl's like, I know you don't want to be sized, but I looked at the sizes that you were bringing in and you need to be sized because the size...
They get so uppity about it.
Really uppity. So I turned to her. I'm like, I don't want to be sized because it's always wrong. That's what I literally said to this fucking whatever. And then she's like, literally looks at me. She goes, well, if you need to know my credentials, I worked at La Senza for 5 years. And I'm like, is that supposed to?
That's so funny.
That's what she says.
My credentials.
My credentials in bra sizing.
She gets out a diploma.
I'm like, so you didn't even fucking
university.
Yeah, I'm like, you didn't even fucking get to Victoria's Secret.
Yeah,
You're
that's
at La Senza.
true. I was at La Senza for 5 years.
That's
You're
not
like,
a great
that's
credential,
Bush League, honey.
Yeah, that's literally college.
Yeah,
it's like not.
Sorry.
Yeah. So she's like, oh, I worked at La Senza for 5 years. It's like, wow, you worked at La Senza for 5 years? Touch my tits. Anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? You want to fucking size my tits so badly? Knock yourself out, girlfriend. So she's like, yeah, I know the sizes you were taking were wrong. So she measures my tits, and she goes, you're an M++.
Okay.
So I was like, well, that's nice of you to say, because it's big tits and a medium, whatever. So she's like, take this. Trust me. Like, this is the right size. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm also going to try, like, because I like a looser band. Like, I don't like the band going into me. So I was like, well, I'm also going to take, like, an L+ and an L++. And she's like, okay, but, like, you're going to like the M++. So anyways, I try them on. I come out. She's like, the M++. That's the one you took. I'd also like to note I was the only person in this store the whole time.
Yeah, she's obsessed with you.
Yeah, there's both of them are like on me, right? So she's like, "You like the M++?" I'm like, "Actually, I didn't like the M++."
What did she say?
She was like, "What?" Like she
couldn't believe it.
She couldn't. She couldn't. Her credentials.
But she worked at La Senza for 5 years. This doesn't make any sense.
I'm
Monica.
like, is La Senza even fucking open anymore?
I think so. I think it's just like
at the Dufferin Mall.
I consider it the Dollarama of bra stores.
Yeah. I just couldn't believe. She was like, my credentials, and I was like, yeah, I don't like the M++. Anyways,
did you like the L?
I did like that. Well,
really?
Okay. So I bought 2 different ones of the L++.
Oh, okay.
One of them I like, but it's very similar to bras I already have. Like it's like their sports bra. And then the actual bra.
So you're like, is it even worth it for me to spend this money for a sports bra that fits loose?
Yes.
Like I can get that at Old Navy or Walmart.
I have 10 Old Navy sports bras that fit loose. Like I don't need one from NYX for like fucking
$1 million.
Yeah. And then the actual bra that I bought, I hate it. Like I tried to wear it for a day because you're allowed to like wear it and wash it and then bring it back.
Okay.
It's just so uncomfortable. And then even I was like, does the band get longer than this? Because it's like not the band around my shoulder. And they're like, no, that's the most it goes. I'm like, well, then you didn't fucking make the bra right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I've never had an issue with a band not being.
They give you tons of band. They're like, here, have all the band in the world.
Enjoy the band.
Whoa, NYX.
So NYX sponsor us.
They just make bras for these small shoulder hoes.
Yeah, short shoulder hose.
Yeah, what the hell?
But yeah, I don't like. You've had that too, where you walk into a bra store and they like immediately have a measuring tape in your fucking face.
They're like grabbing your tits and they're like, I'm an expert, and you're like, can you give me a second?
Yeah.
But I did have it at Victoria's Secret the last time I went in, and I pulled a bunch, and I was like, I actually hate all of these. And she's like, okay, well, I'm going to measure you. Like, she was so, like, up her own ass. And I'm like, all right. So she measures me, and I'm like, I'm a 34C. And she's like, you're a 32 double D. I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
She's like, yes, you are.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm gonna get you a bra. She gets me a bra, and I'm like, this is the most comfortable thing I've ever been put in.
Oh, really?
No, she was spot on, and she got me like the best bra. She's like, yeah, no, this is the bra you need.
Oh.
But to be fair, I have fake tits, and I'm like, I think that literally the last time I got measured was right after I had my tits done.
Oh.
So I was probably like just swollen and smaller, and they've just changed that much.
Yeah.
Like they've just changed shape that much that I'm just a completely different shape and size now.
Yeah.
And she was like, you have no idea. And I was like, you're actually right. I don't.
That's
so
then
I got like 1 million bras with her help, and she was like, there you go. So I was actually happy for her help.
Oh, I went into a Victoria's.
But I've had it before where people are just like, wrong.
Well, also Victoria's Secret bras are like not a good depiction of the bras in the world, because I'll go in and they're like, you're a 34 double D.
Oh yeah.
And then like I
go
will
somewhere
be,
else.
and then you go to Walmart, and you're a C.
100%. They just all want you. They want you to think you're skinny and have huge tits at
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret, which is like fine. I'm like, okay, I'm on board.
Yeah,
for this.
I'm
But
like sure.
exactly. You go somewhere else and you're like, and
Yeah.
something completely different. But also they are like so comfy.
Oh.
The ones at Victoria's Secret. If you get, because there's also very uncomfy ones.
Right.
But then they have like their one that's like $100 and like this one's legit comfy, and I'm like, oh, they're right.
Maybe I'll have to try that.
Yeah. There's some, not all of them are like, because some of them are just horrible.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I get that women want like to have these huge tits that are in your face or whatever.
I can't. Yeah.
But it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, I guess moving on from tits to boys.
Yes.
I was thinking, like, I've been on the dating apps and, like, you know, when you're scrolling through and you see a guy and you're like, if I was mentally stable, I would like him. Like, this is the type of guy that, like, I should like.
Yeah.
Right? But then I swipe left.
Yeah, because you're like, well,
I'm
not that person.
I'm like, that would be a great guy to marry. Nope.
Bye. Yeah. This is who I should end up with.
Yeah. And then you see a guy and you're like, he's going to ruin my life.
This is every red flag I normally go for. And then you're like,
swipe right.
Thank you.
New year, new guy. Same guy. I
had this recently with a boy that I met in real life.
Yes.
I met him at the beginning of my last relationship. And we were having, because he watched a comedy show I was at, and then we were having drinks after, and he's like, we should get more drinks. And I was like, we shouldn't, because I'm in a relationship. So I pieced out of the conversation. But we had followed each other on Instagram, and I always was like, well, he's around.
Yeah.
I'd look at his stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Then now that I'm single, I'm like, hey, I should hit this guy up.
Right.
So I did. And I knew he was everything. He's like my pattern.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I was like, pretty sure he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
He's got dark hair.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah.
He like hits everything.
Yeah.
I was like, yep. He seems like maybe he has like 10% of a different culture in him.
Yeah.
And like all the standard Hannah things that I go for.
Right.
Seems like he'll ruin my life.
Yeah.
Immature. I'm like, love that.
Yeah. He's a bit younger than you, right?
Younger than me. It's all the typical pattern.
Yes.
So I hit him up and he was like, yeah, we should go for drinks. But I was also like trying not to drink. So I was like, what if we did like not drinks and like it wasn't a weekend? What if we just like went for a bite like during the week? And he's like, oh yeah, I guess maybe I'm just like super busy with work. But he goes, I'm hungover. So when I'm not hungover, I'll message you back.
Great.
Which already I'm like, Hannah, walk away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm like, great.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe this will just be a fun guy to have around. I can sleep with him. He'll stop drinking for me.
And then he'll want to be in a relationship. Yeah.
I'm going to change him.
Yeah. Fun guy to just have around.
A month goes by.
Right.
Does not message me.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm not going to message him.
Yeah.
Because I know that this guy is not right for me.
Uh-huh.
This is the guy that I always date.
This is the guy. This is the same guy.
Good looking and evil.
We've dated him.
I've dated this good looking evil man.
Yeah.
So I don't. I legit forgot that I wasn't messaging him.
Yeah.
Because then he posted an interesting story.
Right.
He like did the party for like KFC or something. Because he's like he does like party planning, whatever.
Okay.
He did like the KFC Christmas party.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And it was like crazy decorations and everything. So I was like, oh, this looks sick. And then he replied, I was like, oh, right. We haven't been talking because I wasn't going to message him. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I've been like, this is what I've been working on for the past month. I've like, every minute has been to this thing.
Oh, right. I hate when that happens though, when like you're like trying not to talk to someone, but then they post something cool or like interesting and you want to be like, you want to like start a and then you're like, oh wait, I'm supposed to not be liking this person now.
Yeah, you're like, I have the perfect joke for this.
Yeah, like I have the perfect riff for this. Like it has nothing to do with him.
I know.
I'm just like, this would be like just a good convo riff.
Well, I also kind of wanted him to be like, come by, because I'm like, I want to be at this KFC Christmas party. I totally forgot that I had messaged and I was waiting because that's where we kind of met when I did the thing. It was at Christmas and I think his company was like doing a party. It was at the Stacked Markets. It's like, so I think his company was like doing something there.
Right.
So it's like in my head I was like, if he's like, oh, this is at the Stacked Markets or something, I'd be like, I'm on my way. This looks fun as fuck. I want to eat chicken and like bounce on a ball pit or whatever.
But then he responded being like, oh, this has been taking up all my time.
This has been taking up all my time. And it's like, oh right.
We were
like, dumbass. Like I just wanted to crash this Christmas party.
Yeah. It also just like hasn't been taking up all his time. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Well, like obviously no, it hasn't. You're right.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, that's his excuse.
Yeah,
whatever.
sure.
I reply to him. I'm like, oh, I just thought you hated me.
Right.
Or something like that. I'm like, oh, I just thought you hated me. Because he, obviously, we both have to acknowledge now that he was like, I'll get back to you.
Right.
And
he didn't, yeah.
And I'm also kind of hoping he's like, yeah, let's still go for drinks. And he replies, sorry, this past month has been fucked with work and a woman from my past re-entering my life.
Who asked? Who inquired? I didn't. Did you?
I did not.
We asked about the KFC Christmas party. That's what we asked
I
about.
want to go to the KFC Christmas party. And so,
on what planet would that be the topic?
Well, like, I also, it's like so clear that I'm like, I ask you out casually before.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
Men you ghosted me ish.
Right.
And now you're like, oh, by the way, a woman re-entered my life. And I'm like, okay.
It's like sometimes I wonder if like men are like just really stupid. And I know that they are, but it still surprises me like the level at which they are, because then I'm like, I don't know if you're being like manipulative or like this is all a plan or like you're being a piece of shit, or if like you really just are dumb.
I lean towards you really just are dumb. Because, like, sometimes when you are, like, explain yourself and then they do and you're like, oh, you're just dumb.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you're like, why would you say that or whatever? And then, like, give you the reason why. And you're like, oh, there's just not a thought going on up there.
Yeah.
So he says this.
And not all men, by the way. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
For my brother that listens.
Yeah.
You chill.
Yeah.
Great. So then he's like, and a woman, and then I literally just go, a woman from my past re-entering my life in all caps, and I send that back because I'm like, what?
Like, what are we doing here?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
And then I go, how mysterious? Because also, like, you didn't say girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a woman from my past re-entering my life, that could be your mother, your mom,
sister.
That could be an old doctor, a teacher. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what wording is that?
I think I would have just been like, lol.
Did your mom die and now she's haunting you? Like, that's literally what it sounds like. A woman from my past re-entering my life. I'm like, are you living like a Christmas Carol? Ghost of mommy past? Like, what are you fucking talking about? So I just go, a woman from my past re-entering my life in all caps. Like, are you insane? And I go, how mysterious? Because now I just want to know. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he goes, laughing my ass off. Yeah, this girl I was obsessed with in high school just fell from the sky, and we're going to Mexico for New Year's now.
Who the fuck inquired? Who the like?
And I'm like,
you're like, nice.
I didn't need any of that.
No, I literally just wanted to go to the KFC Christmas party and forgot that you ghosted me. I just forgot that you ghosted me, and I just want to go to the party.
I'm like, just say girlfriend.
Or just be like, hey, I've been really busy.
And I'm seeing someone now.
Yeah.
Like, I've been busy with work, and I'm actually seeing someone now. And that would have been fine.
Yeah, like now you're just having a discussion about the girl he's fucking.
I know. What I'm like, am I supposed to be happy for you?
Yeah.
And also, he did not say girlfriend because he is the guy that I like and date, and he's a bad person.
Well, he's a young guy. Yeah.
He's making sure that I'm still there because he doesn't want to say girlfriend.
They love making sure you're still there,
yes.
They love a good making sure you're still there.
A girl I was obsessed with in high school. Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you. I couldn't. Also, like, who says that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that info.
No, what? That's the thing is, like, I liked your KFC Christmas party, and I forgot that you had ghosted me. And now I'm hearing about you going to Mexico with a girl that you're in a situationship with.
It took him 2 messages to tell me this. And I'm like, okay. Also, I just wrote back ha 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 ha, like a really long ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Because I legitimately burst out laughing. Yeah. Because I was like, no one asked. No. And also, this clearly isn't gonna work.
Did he respond to you after?
And I said enjoy it, or something. I just said enjoy, because I was like, I enjoy, and that enjoy is me being like, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Well,
sir.
he'll be back.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's just a fuck boy.
Right. Yeah.
So even if it doesn't work out, I'm sure like another girl will just fall in his lap. I think he doesn't put out like any effort.
Right.
But it also just like confirmed. I was like, this is my pattern.
Yeah.
Is a girl in a 1 month.
Yeah.
A girl fell into his lap and he's now going to Mexico with her. A girl he was obsessed with in high school.
That is
and
your
they already have New Year's plans in Mexico.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're a problem.
Yeah. That's a pretty big problem.
That girl could have been me.
Yeah.
Like truly.
Yeah,
I could be going to Mexico with this man because I do that type of thing.
You do go to Mexico with men.
I do go to Mexico with men. I meet men in Mexico as well.
Yeah, you meet men in Mexico.
Yeah.
And you travel with them.
Insane.
When you're not in a relationship with
No,
them.
I just do this stuff. So like when he said that, I was like, you are so the type of guy I'm not supposed to be giving attention to right now.
What's the type of guy you want to be giving attention to?
Oh, boring ass motherfucker who loves me. Who has a stable job, and when I'm like, let's go to Mexico for New Year's, he goes, no, Hannah.
No, we met yesterday.
No.
We should get to know each other first. You're like, what?
He's like, let's go to dinner at a reasonable hour.
That's so
like,
funny.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, so for everyone who celebrated New Year's and
in Mexico.
for everyone else,
for everyone except for this couple in Mexico.
like, did you guys eat a lot over the holidays? Because Hannah and I were talking, and the way that we eat, we just inhale.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen either of us chew on food.
It's a race.
It's
When me and Monica sit down to eat and we both come in first.
Yeah, we both win and lose.
Literally, we're never waiting for the other person. We're just like, we just smash our face into food and then we come up and we go, all done.
I black out.
Yeah, no, truly.
Yeah.
I know. We talked about this with the potatoes.
Yeah. I blacked out in the potatoes.
You just black out and you're like, oops, I ate them all. No, so Jessica Kirsten, a famous comic that we love.
Yeah.
We went to her show in New York together.
Yeah.
And we were dying laughing.
Yeah.
And at one point she was talking about eating and she just goes, I don't chew.
Yeah, yeah.
And just stops and I was screaming and she like looked over. She was like, okay. But I'm like, we don't chew.
We don't chew.
Like, we get it.
Yeah.
We don't chew. We inhale.
Yeah. People who just like, and then people who are like, I'm a slow eater. I'm like, do you want a medal?
I have slow eaters in my life.
Same.
I want to punch them.
Yeah. I'm just like, why are we still here?
Oh my God.
I'm just like, they put the food down.
Yeah.
It's gone now. What are you doing?
I can't. But also, like, my quick eating, I think, partly comes from having two older brothers.
Right.
If you don't inhale, you
Yeah.
don't get food.
Mine probably comes from the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trauma. Generational trauma.
Yeah. Well, on that
Are
note,
your parents quick eaters? Because my mom's not.
My parents, like, I think they are, but like they make a really concerted effort to like slow down. Like they really try, and like I try too.
Yeah.
But like then sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But like they're like, no, we have to be
try,
mindful.
and it'll last a bite.
Yeah.
And then I'm like back to inhaling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you all had a happy New
You
Year's.
also do a little bit eat like an insane person, though.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to my Instagram on our Mexico trip, there's a video of how Monica was eating pizza.
We can put it on our Patreon.
I was furious. She's just like, I just want this particular bite because there's cheese on it.
Yeah.
I was like,
that one bite was a good
can't.
blend of cheese and sauce, and I wanted to eat that bite.
You also reconstruct.
I reconstruct, yeah.
Every meal you've ever been given, you've reconstructed.
Yeah.
So first you reconstruct your order.
Okay.
You're like, hey, I know the chef decided to make it this way, but actually we're going to do it Monica's way for every order. And then they give it to you, and you're like, and that's not how I would put it together either. And they're like, do you actually just want to come back to the kitchen?
Oh my God, I'd love to.
Like, yeah. Dead.
Well, on that note, we hope you all had a good New Year's and 2025, Menty Breaky 2025.
Yes, this is our year. We're going to find love. Next year, I'm going to be in Mexico for New Year's, so catch you then.
Love you guys. I have to go drive Hannah to work because she's going to be late. Yeah. So all the best.
High
Thank
five,
you.
New Year's. We did it.
We did it.
Love you.
Thank you guys. Bye.